it's Miss Lauren and welcome to this week's story time. Our story time this week is going to be all about baking. I'm sure some of you have baked before. There's all different kinds of things you can bake, right? You can bake cakes, cupcakes, cookies, pies, brownies, all different kinds of things. So we're going to read some stories and play some games all about baking this week, and I hope you guys have fun. Thanks! All right, so let's go ahead and get started with our opening song, If You'd Like to Read a Story. So go ahead and stand up for me. If you'd like to read a story, take a seat. If you'd like to read a story, take a seat. Clap your hands and stomp your feet. Make your hands all nice and neat. If you'd like to read a story, take a seat. Good job, guys, and let's get started. All right, so our first story is called Whopper Cake. Let's get started. Today is Grandma's birthday, and Granddad has an itchin' to bake a Whopper chocolate cake and traumatize the kitchen. Grandma scolds, "Now listen up, don't make a fuss, you hear? Land's sakes, I swear your cakes are getting bigger every year." While Grandma runs some errands, Granddad ties his apron tight, props the tattered cookbook up, and sets to do things right. Right odd, that is. Who thought up this recipe? The cake will be too small. If I can't make a Whopper cake, I'll bake no cake at all. Granddad grabs a bowl and spoon and makes a frightful clatter. Ingredients go flying as he starts to mix the batter. "I'm sure no cook," says Granddad, "but it would seem to me 2 cups of sugar ain't enough. I'll put in 23. 23 pounds, that is." Granddad cries, "This bowl won't do," and scratches at his head. "Eureka, I have just the thing. We'll use the pickup bed. Go start the old jalopy, boys, and back it in real tight. Grandma's gonna be surprised when she gets home tonight." Recipe says 4 fresh eggs. In go 86. Recipe says 2 cups flour. 10 go in the mix. 10 bags, that is. "I need a bigger stirring stick. This spoon is mighty poor. Head down to the fishing boat and fetch me up an oar." Granddad holds the paddle firm and sets himself to mixin'. "I'm thinking that old cook stove might not hold this cake we're fixin'." Recipe says 1 pinch salt. Granddad pinches more. Recipe says 1 cup cocoa. In go 24. 24 boxes, that is. Granddad licks the mixin' o'er. It tastes just like a dream. But Grandma likes her birthday cake topped off with fresh ice cream. "Let's head down to the market, boys, and buy up all they've got. A treat so cold is pleasing on a day so scorchin' hot." The drive to town is mighty warm this day in mid-July. While that sun is blazing down, that cake is raising high. 10 feet high, that is. Driving home, we're followed by a chocolate-scented cloud. And when folks get a whiff of it, there gathers quite a crowd. No one's ever seen a cake so big and wide and tall. Granddad cries, "Step right up, there's plenty here for all." Everybody pitches in to help us decorate. With shovels we spread frosting, then we settle down to wait. Wait to dig in, that is. We all hide till Grandma comes. And then we yell, "Surprise!" And when she sees that birthday cake, she can't believe her eyes. "All this fuss for me?" she asks. "But why, for heaven's sake?" "Your heart's so big," says Granddad, "you deserve a Whopper cake." Grandma blows her candles out. "I've just one wish, I guess. I'll enjoy this Whopper cake, and you clean up the mess." The Whopper mess, that is. And that is Whopper cake. Okay, so the first game we're going to play today is called 4 Pieces of Pie. So right now we've got our whole pie on the board, right? Anybody, just a guess, what kind of pie that is, maybe? Anybody? Maybe kind of looks like pumpkin pie. Does anybody like pumpkin pie? So what we're going to do is I'm going to start with a certain number of pieces of pie on the board, and then as we go along, we're going to take a pie piece away. And then you're going to tell me how many pieces of pie we have, and then how many we have at the end, okay? So we've got one whole pie set by the door, cut into pieces. So we've got 1, 2, 3, and how many pieces of pie do we have? 1, 2, 3, and 4. Good job. One whole pie set by the door, cut into pieces. I count 4. 4 pieces of pie, all for me. I ate 1 piece. Yum, yum, yum. Now there are, how many do we have left? 1, 2, and 3. Good job. 3 pieces of pie for me to take. I eat another piece. Now there are, how many do we have? 1, 2. Good job. 2 pieces of pie. Oh, what fun. I ate another piece. Now there is, how many do we have? 1. 1 piece of pie. I can't wait. I ate that last piece. Empty plate. So we started with how many pieces of pie? 4, right? And we took how many away? 4 pieces of pie. 4 pieces of pie had eaten. So we are left with how many pieces of pie? 0. That's right. Good job, guys. Okay, so it is time for our rocket song. So let's go ahead and put our hands together, make our rocket, and zoom, 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 we're going to the moon. Zoom, 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 we're going to the moon. If you'd like to take a trip, climb aboard my rocket ship. Zoom, 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 we're going to the moon. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, blast off! Good job. All right, our next story is called Marigold Bakes a Cake. Marigold liked everything just so. His fur was always well-groomed, and his calendar was sorted well in advance. Mondays were Marigold's favorite because Mondays were for baking, and Marigold loved to bake alone. No distractions, no exceptions. This particular Monday, Marigold wanted to bake a cake that was absolutely fur-sheddingly fabulous. He had plenty of ideas, but it had to be perfect. With his snazziest recipes sorted, snipped, and clipped for their most exquisite bits, Marigold was ready to begin. First, he separated 3 egg whites and whipped them up in a large mixing bowl. Easy. Next, he added a cup of milk. Peasy. Followed by the juice of a lemon. Squeezy. Then Marigold sprinkled in just a pinch of Finch. That's not right, said Marigold. Shh, Mr. Finch, Marigold said. I've no time to chase you today. It's Monday after all, and Mondays are for baking. Marigold politely showed Mr. Finch to the door. He then returned to his recipe, only slightly flustered. He shaved chocolate ribbons with the utmost care and drizzled the batter with 3 swirling spoonfuls of rich molasses before tossing in just a smidgen of pigeons? That definitely isn't right, said Marigold. Marigold's tail went all poofy. A brief chase was in order. Skedaddle! There is no room in my Monday for pesky pigeons. Marigold returned to his masterpiece a bit more frazzled than before. Crafting buttercream pillars and fondant flowers had a calming effect. He began to hum a little tune before mixing in 3 tablespoons of loons. Loons? No. With ears pinned back and eyes wide, Marigold leaped about the kitchen in full-on feline frenzy. Meow! However, his tantrum only made his guests giggle and left his cake rather less than perfect. Marigold was full of fuss. Perhaps a walk would brighten his spirits. Baking is for the birds, he grumbled as he shut the door. Boy, was he wrong about that. Baking wasn't for the birds at all, but at least they tried, and Marigold recognized the love of cake making when he saw it. So he thought that if baking wasn't for the birds, then maybe he could teach them. He was wrong about that too. The end. And that's Marigold Bakes a Cake. Okay, it's time for our next game. Does anybody know what those delicious looking treats on the board are? That's right, they are cupcakes. So this game is similar to the last one we played in that it's a counting, subtracting game, but this time with cupcakes. And it's called 4 Cupcakes in a Bakery Shop. All right, let's get started. 4 cupcakes in a bakery shop, 4 cupcakes with lots of icing on the top. Along came a girl with $1 in her hand, bought 1 cupcake, and away she ran. Yum, 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 yum. Yum, 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 yum. And how many cupcakes do we have left? 3, good job. 3 cupcakes in a bakery shop, 3 cupcakes with lots of icing on the top. Along came a boy with $1 in his hand, bought 1 cupcake, and away he ran. Yum, 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 yum. Yum, 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 yum. And how many do we have left? 2, you got it. 2 cupcakes in a bakery shop, 2 cupcakes with lots of icing on the top. Along came a woman with $1 in her hand, bought 1 cupcake, and away she ran. Yum, 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 yum. Yum, 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 yum. How many cupcakes do we have left? 1, you got it. 1 cupcake in a bakery shop, 1 cupcake with lots of icing on the top. Along came a man with $1 in his hand, bought 1 cupcake, and away he ran. Yum, 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 yum. Yum, 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 yum. How many cupcakes do we have left? None, that's right. No cupcakes in the bakery shop. No cupcakes with lots of icing on the top. Along came a librarian with $1 in her hand, but there were none, so away she ran. Boo-hoo, boo-hoo, boo-hoo-hoo. Boo-hoo, boo-hoo, boo-hoo-hoo. And that's the end of our game. So we started with how many cupcakes? 4. And 4 were purchased, right? Which leaves us with 0. Good job, guys. All right, and it is time for our banana song. Let's go ahead and put our hands above our heads and make our banana. Ready? And peel. Bananas. Peel, peel, bananas. Peel, bananas. Peel, peel, bananas. And chop, bananas. Chop, chop, bananas. Chop, bananas. Chop, chop, bananas. And mash, bananas. Mash, mash, bananas. Mash, bananas. Mash, mash, bananas. And eat, bananas. Eat, eat, bananas. Eat, bananas. Eat, eat, bananas. And what's the last thing we're going to do? Anybody know? Go bananas! Good job, guys. And finally, our last story today is called A Cake All for Me. Warm up the oven, grease up a pan. I'll bake a big cake fast as I can. 1, 2, get out the moo. 3, 4, open and pour. 5, 6, sift and mix. 7, 8, chop and grate. 9, 10, eggs from the hen. Oh, a cake all for me, all for me. 11, 12, take sugar from the shelf. 13, 14, measuring, sorting. 15, 16, a big bowl for mixing. 17, 18, the cake is baking. 19, 20, we hope there's plenty. No, a cake all for me, all for me. I'm starving, I'm hungry, I'm famished, they said. A cake all for us? All for us? A cake all for me would be easy to slice, but a cake shared with friends tastes mighty nice. A cake all for us, all for us. The end. And that's a cake all for me. All right, everyone, so that wraps up story time for this week. I hope you enjoyed playing some games and reading some stories about baking. And maybe when story time's all over, you could bake a little something, maybe. All right, so we're going to wrap up our story time with our goodbye song like we usually do, Tickle the Clouds. Let's get started. Tickle the clouds, tickle your toes, turn around, and tickle your nose. Reach down low, reach up high. Story time's over, so wave goodbye. Thank you guys so much for tuning in to Storytime again this week, and I hope to see you right here next week for a brand new story time. Thanks, guys.